Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from McFarlane Toys in their DC Multiverse line, we are featuring Batman from Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Trilogy. So this action figure depicts Batman as played by actor Christian Bale from the very beloved series of movies. I know this figure was, when they made the announcement on social media, it was met with so much excitement, and myself included. I'm a big fan of those Batman movies, the Dark Knight trilogy, and I'm incredibly fond of Mattel's take on the characters also with their Movie Masters line. And for me, the big question was this action figure going to be the end-all, be-all for the Christian Bale Batman figures? I know you could always kind of go into the realms of the really expensive premium figures, the kind of stuff that like a company like Hot Toys or Sideshow or Play Arts Kai or Figure Arts or Mafex produces. But for this price point, I think it's incredibly reasonable, and you're getting such a beautiful, well-crafted, well-sculpted toy and collectible. So, much like everyone else, I was really excited when they made the announcement, and I got this figure a couple of days ago in the mail, and I've just been kind of sitting on it, waiting for the right time to review it. And, the time has come, so let's check this out. So the figure looks beautiful in the package. You're getting three batarangs, so it gives you 3 opportunities to lose them. You're getting his grapple gun, and then you're getting the legs for the Build-A-Figure, which is the Tom Hardy Bane right down there. And then here's the Bane figure. I don't know what to make of this right now because I don't think this photo here is an action figure. It looks like it's a video game model, I think. It looks like more like a render. So I don't know what to make of the figure yet. And in other figures, there's the Joker, Scarecrow, and then there's the Harvey Dent. To be honest, this was the figure in the series that I was most excited about. Even though I kind of do want the Bane, I don't think it's for me like a must-buy right now, just because with the exception of Scarecrow, I do have Harvey Dent and Joker in the Movie Masters Mattel line. I do understand that's a smaller scale action figure, but I'm just so attached to those figures that at the moment I don't feel the need to get these right away. If I happen to come across them in the wild, I'll probably pull the trigger, but I'm just a little bit more patient for them. Same goes with Bane. I already have a couple of Bane figures that I'm pretty happy with right now, so we'll see. All right, let's take this guy out. All right, so first off, I think this is one of the most well-crafted figures, just in terms of the sculpt that I've seen McFarlane do. It seems like an incredible amount of care went into making sure all the details were there. Toy collectors could be very, very picky when it comes to like their action figures. Every bell and whistle needs to be on there. They have to dot all the I's, cross all the T's, and I think McFarlane really hit the nail on the head with this one. It looks amazing. Right when I looked at it, the first figure that came to mind that I kind of feels like was at the same level was the Multiverse. I think it's the Arkham City Batman figure. That one's beautiful, and I think that one and this one might be my favorite Batman figures in the line. Once again, we get the trading card and the display base. And there's Bane's leg, falls out. Alright, so one of my viewers, Morky Moose, if you're watching this, I got your message about this. So one of my viewers named Morky Moose, he reached out to me to let me know that there's a quality control issue with this figure on the right arm. I don't know what that is specifically, and hopefully mine doesn't have that issue. We'll see. Unless it was just, maybe a problem with his figure specifically. But the figure, oh man, it's beautiful. Look at that head sculpt. Even though it's a masked character, I think it does capture Christian Bale's jaw. His chin might be a little bit too large, possibly, but it looks like him, Man, this is really well done. The sculpting is amazing. Very beautiful figure. If you're a fan of Christopher Nolan's movies, this figure is a must purchase. Just on the sculpting and presentation alone, I think it's a perfect 10. You get the varying degrees of grays and blacks on his costume. The utility belt, I think, is that right shade of like brass or copper. The cape is well done. It's a little bit thick towards the top, but I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's that heavy that it's going to tip the character over. I do like how the cape has a smaller footprint as opposed to some of the capes we get in the Multiverse line. The width of the cape doesn't exceed the figure too much. So, if you display this on your shelf, it's not going to cross over into like someone else's space. But yeah, let's look at that. Really beautiful sculpting, impressive piece all around. It's fantastic. This figure is really well worth the wait. Now, the one thing with McFarlane figures is the articulation. Even though they have multiple points of articulation, anywhere, I think, between 20 to maybe like 24 points, they're not the most posable figures just because, the range of motion might be limited. Sometimes it's the plastics might be a little bit too rigid or too tight. And let's take a look at the articulation. So for his head, let's get this into focus first. All right. His head turns. Does he look down? Wow, surprisingly looks down. Does he look up? Yeah, pretty good. It's pretty decent. The horns on his head are pretty pointy, so just exercise some caution. His arms rotate, and it's nice that the armor piece is attached to the upper arm. He does have that ball-jointed, ball-socketed butterfly right there. So it allows for, some extended range of motion. I can't tell if there's a bicep cut. I don't think there is. Or is there? It looks like there is a bicep cut, but mine doesn't want to turn. I'm not going to force it. I might do some experimenting later, maybe try to disassemble the figure. But if there's a bicep cut, it's not twisting on my figure. Double jointed elbows. He has the 6 fins on the underside of his gauntlet. Articulated wrists. The ab crunch, nicely done. And the thing I like about it too is that it kind of blends, due to the way his costume is designed, it kind of blends in with the body armor. So even though you can move him around, it doesn't seem like it breaks up the costume at all. So it's really well executed. Swivels at the waist, legs kick up about there, which is decent. They kick outward. Slight twist at the upper thigh. Double jointed knees and articulated ankles and toes. If I had to rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10, oh man. It's like I said, visually, it's a perfect 10. In terms of articulation, despite the bicep cut, if it's not, I'm not sure if it's even a cut. Mine's just not moving, so I don't know if it's supposed to be articulated or not. I want to say this figure is, oh god, anywhere between a 9 and a 10. So it's fantastic. Does it live up to my expectations? Yes, I think it's fantastic. Do I find any fault in it? No, not really. I think it's a beautiful figure. You know, you got 3 batarangs and the grapple gun. And for me, I don't want to say it's an improvement because I am very affectionate towards it, but I definitely feel like you're leveling up with this figure as opposed to the original Movie Masters that you got from Mattel. You know, here's the figure that we got way back in the day on the right. You know, this is from Mattel's Movie Masters line. If you go into my back catalog of videos, you know, I've reviewed this, and it's one of my favorite Batman figures, period. It's definitely, you know, seen better days, and it's outdated in terms of the engineering, but I still think that in terms of the sculpting, it's really, really awesome. And in some ways, some of the sculpting is kind of superior to the McFarlane one. There's actually more detail in it, especially around the abdomen. You know, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, there's some differences in the body armor. So I don't remember if because I know from Batman Begins to the second movie, they changed the armor out. But I don't know if between the second and third movies, if they made subtle cosmetic changes to it. Because if you look on the leg armor, there is some differences here in the paneling. Same with the knee pads. But either way, great figure. If you grew up on the Mattel one and you're very fond of this, I think this one's just going to blow you away. It's an amazing piece. I am very sentimental towards this one, though. Don't get me wrong. You know, like I said in previous videos, there's something to be said about buying the action figure or toy that was a contemporary of the film when it came out. So, yeah, great figure. Man, that's awesome. All right, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. A definite must purchase. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.